Hello, welcome everyone to our introduction to summer school for 2018. That's right, Traders Summer School, preparing your mental and physical being to be the best trader you could possibly be. That's the focus here. Let's take a look at something we got to get through. It's important. It's a risk disclosure statement. Obviously, trading involves risk of loss. So take a moment to read that. Here's what I want to go over. It seems that no matter what happens to traders, they get a trader's block. We've been putting out a lot of different elements about how an algo optimized strategy can help traders determine whether or not they have an entry that's reasonable, a risk that's reasonable, a back test results that's reasonable, to anticipate what can happen, and then more importantly, go right at whether or not they want to take the trade automatically or confirm it by other elements such as maybe volume. So with that said, today, I'm just on Friday, of course, August 17th, even in our own live trading room, we were talking about this morning where the advanced decline on the S&Ps was extremely strong and the market was down like 3. How strong was it? Well, the advancers were close to 300 versus lower than 200 in for the decliners. In other words, more stocks were up than stocks were down, and yet the index itself was down. The theory is that the more stocks that are positive, the more bullish it is for the market. So maybe it's a few cap-weighted stocks were affecting the market. But since so many people are anticipating this thing is going to crash, and quite frankly, you come into the morning, you see this high, and you see a breakdown, and a lot of people were maybe getting trapped into wanting to sell short. What we were talking about was looking at the long side, and here's the situation. We start to see the on-balance volume move up right here, as the market is starting to stall, which means the selling pressure is drying up. This is a proprietary volume indicator which actually highlights that the positive momentum started to take over in the market, and voila, it also coincided with one of our PPS buy signals, and that is one thing that you can also see mirrored on the Thinkorswim platform and as well as Genesis Financial. We have 3 platforms we have PPS proprietary indicator on: Thinkorswim, Genesis, TradeStation. Okay. This is our TradeStation Algo Optimizer, and this is kind of cool because we talked about a specific proprietary entry pattern. Rather than getting in at the market here, there's a buy signal. You get in, and then what happens? The market goes down. Well, if the market's truly bullish, the market should go up, and therefore you can see it waits for confirmation and gets long onto contract based on a PPS signal. So did you want to take that trade? And the answer is absolutely. Do you have a defined risk factor? Can you see the chart and say, I think I like the pattern, I understand what's going on, I have positive advanced decline analysis, okay? I've got positive volume accumulation. So therefore, at least I can see where my stop loss would be, where my entry is, and I can make a determination I like that trade. The rest should be fully automatic. But as you and I know, it's not fully automatic. Traders suffer from paralysis. And by the way, here's the trade. This was what we talked about in the trading room again today, gang. And you know this. This was the live trade that we did, and exactly what we talked about. The profit target was achieved, number one. And just in case the market just kept going, it trails out of the balance. And so now we're in the lunch hour, and what's gone on? Nothing. Will look maybe late in the afternoon. This was a defined trade. What kept people and what might keep people out of this trade? Well, that's what we're here to go over, and that's what I wanted to go into a special class that I've never done before. And I just want everyone to understand that everything that I teach, I started off writing about in this book over here, Candlestick and Pivot Point Triggers. Candlestick and Pivot Point Trading Triggers. And we are working on the 2nd edition, by the way. I know it's been a couple years, but we're working on that. But even for stock traders, this is a phenomenal book that talks about seasonality. It gives you about breadth analysis. It gives volume analysis. And it is a methodology that stood the test of time, but we've had our ideas put out that we've published in this book here, Candlesticks and Pivots, like the doji signal and quarterly pivots, and a lot of institutions, hedge funds, professional traders, and other educators around the world use this material as reference in their works. So that is kind of something that I think is proud to say that if others are using the information, and it seems to be able to be something had been able to successfully create a trading system, why do traders struggle? And that's the question right here. Why do traders struggle? And I think the first thing that we've got to do is we have to plan our trades. Planning trades is important. If you're trading by the seat of your pants, it's an act of unplanned trades. You don't have a game plan, you don't have a pattern, you don't have a system. You start screen staring, just staring at that screen, which leads to fatigue. And by the time you get something that might remotely be within your trading plan, you can't act fast enough because, sure enough, the other algorithms step in and pick up the market and take off without the individual trader. I think every one of us should make all of our trades planned, or what we call intentional. They should be intentional planned trades. Be proactive in taking planned trades with controlled risks. Versus being reactive to what has already occurred in the markets, which is what we call chasing markets. Let's go back to today's actual live trade, which was fantastic. How is this not a planned trade? We have a market that is moving up. We have volume action that's showing that we have positive breadth in the market. I'll share that with you in just a minute. And we had a PPS. We have a trend line break, a horizontal break. Everything's going. We have defined risk of where our stop loss should go, and we have a defined profit target based on an algorithm. If you had everything in your hand, there's just no way that you would not have made money today. There's no way that you would have not taken that trade today, except for one thing: mental blockage. What is mental blockage? It's fear. It's anxiety. That's what it is. This is not an unplanned trade. We're looking for PPS. We're looking to take buy signals along the dominant trend of the market. Define dominant trend of the market. Well, let's do that. I'm going to go over here, and the first thing that I'm going to do is go to our advanced decline page. So here is a defined trend. First off, the advanced decline, here's the advancers, 323 versus 176 decliners in the S&Ps today. Second off, yesterday we ended up with a PPS daily buy signal. We had come into the day with a new breakout high in advanced decline. So we have a positive breadth day. Why are we looking to sell short? We're not. Look at the Russell. It's trending higher in its advanced decline as well. Now the Qs, the NASDAQ, that's kind of in a doubt, but even the Dow is trading up. This is not, and even the NYSE. This is not, by looking at the top stock indices, this is not a bearish day to look at taking sell signals. The upside could be muted because of it's summer, it's Friday, it's thin, maybe the volume's not great. I get that. But it doesn't mean we should be looking to take sell signals when the market is strong. And that's what I want to really emphasize for traders. How can you determine a better skill set of reliable information that you can make better trading decisions on? And that's what we need to go over. How do you build self-confidence? If a trader suffers from a lack of confidence, I'm telling you, they need immediate help before you begin to trade. It's like the definition of insanity. You do the same thing expecting different results. If you're under the same fatigue, the same stress, and you haven't done anything different to change it mentally from one day to the next, you're going to just be in the same rut. Well, the first thing that you can do to at least help yourself is start asking questions. Under this trade, understand the difference between maybe feeling confident versus understanding the facts at hand of each trade. That's another issue. People may not have the confidence to trade, or people may have the overconfidence to trade. In other words, I can't lose. I have the greatest thing in the world. Well, guess what? That is something you need to go through and ask questions and say, what are the facts at hand of each trade? What's my checklist? And that's what we need to do, is to get a checklist that makes you have consistency and the right amount of self-confidence, not overconfidence and not one who suffers from a lack of confidence. Our minds generally, as human beings, as I've been taught, we are not wired to consciously sit there and ask pointed questions instinctively. I mean, you're sitting there in a trade. Ask yourself this question right now. Let's take a break. You're sitting and just close your eyes. Imagine this. You're sitting there in front of your screen, and it's a Friday afternoon, and you know you probably shouldn't be trading. And you look at the market and I have this feeling it's going to go up. I bet it's going to go up. I better get in there and buy. Maybe you haven't done that. Maybe you have. But if you'd asked your questions first and said, should I be trading now? What is the market conditions right now? Where's the market gone? Has it gone up? Has it gone down? Is it sideways? Is there any action in this market right now? Am I going to be the lone market maker in the whole world of traders? These are questions that you sit back and say, if I had a checklist and I could say, what's the volume analysis look like? What's the breadth of market look like? Where have we gone over the last 3 hours? So those are distinct exercises that you can do immediately and ask questions. Those are pointed questions. That's what I'm referencing to, pointed questions. So how do you make the almighty dollar fabulous trading plan? Well, in my humble opinion, I think we did. I think we've really knocked the ball out of the most incredible system out there in terms of the algo optimizer. I mean, I don't know how many times that we have to sit there and share with people a lot of what we do here with this algo optimizer. This is crude oil. This is a fabulous market to trade. This workspace I created for me, but I gave this to all the people that had the Person Algo Optimizer. It has a 15-minute crude oil, long and short. It has a 5-minute long only, a short only, a 2-minute system. It has all the information I need to understand what the daily trend of the market is, and then a 60-minute so I can uncover what the overall trend of the market is and what the condition is. Are we in a trading range? Do I trust the market? What's our ATR down here? What's the open interest? What's my volume look like? What's my momentum look like? The momentum being negative, it's probably more productive to be shorting than buying. And here's what we've come up with many times in the last few weeks is the system that generates trades. It gets into a trade, it gets out of half the position, and it trails the stop on the balance. It gets out of half the position, it trails the stop, so you never get out at the best price. You get out at the best average price. And you know, there's been a lot of times that we've had the short on this particular week, and I mean, I know we've gone over these trades with you guys in the videos, but I mean, here, look, getting out at the best possible price and having the fact that when the market crashed the other day, and I know we shared this with you guys in a prior YouTube video, but went short the market out at half, and you know, here's a situation where it rode the whole thing down. Now that's not out at the best average price, that's just out at a fantastic trending market condition. So what happens in a market situation? Do you trust your indicators? Is your backtest study well? Are you looking for a breakdown strategy that says, hey, you need to get in the market? If you know what your risk is, if this is your entry and the red line's your risk, that's something affordable that you're not going to get killed. What's hurting the confidence level of traders? What can we do? Well, first off, figure out what you're trading. Are you trading crude oil? Are you trading a basket of commodities? Are you stock trading? Calculate your position size. That's very important. Am I just trading any lot size possible? Well, you know, even in our Algo Optimizer, I constantly put out for at least our training practices and even for strategy building and for also what we put out as far as trades for our community. I'll format the strategy here, and you can see this is Algo 16. We're going to hit format. Okay, this is a position calc method that allows us to have settings for stocks, per risk of trade, or position size. This is position calculated method set at 3, which means it's only doing 2 contracts. Now, if I was at one contract, I couldn't be scaling out of half the position. And that's what this says right here, scale out of half the position. So all of these functions we developed on the behalf of the TradeStation platform so that we could create and optimize a better and maintain, keyword, a trading system when periods of volatility changes, and put that in investors' hands. So is everyone doing great? I think everyone would do a lot better in any facet of trading if they had the right confident level as well as had the right mindset. Someone that is stalling, someone that's hesitating, it's because either they've not followed through, they've hesitated, but whatever it is, they're not following up with their trading plan. And so that's what this is about, this slide right here. Figure out what you're trading. Develop that trade plan for yourself. Calculate your position size. Take trades that are based on sound backtest studies. If a trade does not look or feel right, ask, would you reverse the position? A lot of traders, they go in and they go, like today's long S&P. Well, I don't know. Market could go down. I don't feel good about it. What do you mean you don't feel good about it, right? What does feeling have to do with anything about the market? Would you rather be short the market and then just go down and ask those questions? Well, if I want to be short, I would want to be short when the breadth of the market is negative, not positive. If I wanted to be short the market, I would sell the market when the volume trend is moving lower and price is trending lower. So right now, I've got the advanced decline showing bullishness. I got stronger volume. Those questions are, yeah, I should go long. So you have to talk yourself through that. Our conscious mind, as human beings, instinctively, we will not ask questions to ourselves unless you're trained to do it. And I have to train you to do this, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to train you to do this. Now, do you have an exit strategy? We do. Do you have trailing stops? We do. Do you have a scale out or profit targets? We do. So if you have all of that, why are people hesitating in the market? Well, because sometimes we need help. We need to take action on trades. Hesitating, paralysis, second thoughts, they're going to be introduced by something causes you to interfere with the business at hand. You're either thinking about the past or you're thinking about the future, but you're not thinking about the current trade. You need to think about the current trade. If you get an immediate rush of anxiety, we call that the jitters or butterflies in the stomach. That's associated with the feeling of fear. Fear comes from anxiety. Anxiety, your body does not know that this trade is going to work out or not work out. So your thought process is introducing failure if you're getting fear and hesitation. Either you're thinking about a past trade that lost you a lot of money, or you're thinking about the fact that you can't afford to lose any more money. But you're not focused on the current trade. And we need to take immediate action to overcome those feelings. What can we do? I have solutions. And a lot of people will go through counseling and therapists, and there's a lot of traders, coaches out there that can help people, and they'll all probably agree. The first solution is breathing exercises. Breathe in, breathe out to reduce that calm and that state of anxiety. Or the power of writing. Write the word down. Calm. Be calm. Be calm. C-A-L-M. Take the pen. Take action. That's different. I bet no one ever tried that before. Touching. Well, I'm not talking about touching and scratching your head, but touching maybe your forehead, your temples, 2 fingers, and put together, or your hands in a prayer mode and say, please release this anxiety. Moving. Get up. Move your head. If you see that your anxiety, get into some action that changes your state of paralysis. And you can sit at your desk, clap your hands, touch your stomach. There's other techniques that I'm going to teach that also help to alleviate those feelings of anxieties. And that's right. We've got other things to teach, specific solutions for people to help them through their periods of anxiety. Now, here's another thing that I think a lot of people, they talk it, but they don't do it. They don't walk the walk. They maybe start and they don't do it all the way. And it's being smart. Now, this is a slide that I actually found through Microsoft. This is not my own personal work. I want to give them credit because I think it's great, right? Smart. Be thoughtful and specific about what you want to focus on. I'm focused on this trade. Be specific. What are the dynamics about this particular trade? Not the last one, not the next one, this one. If it has to do with a futures position, you're looking at your daily trend, you're looking at your current volume, you're looking at the overall market, and all that information is at hand. If it's looking at the overall stock indices, the Russell, or you're looking at other market, you're looking at breadth analysis as well, you're looking at volume analysis, and you're looking at the overall trend of the market, right? So be thoughtful and specific about what you want to focus on. If you want to overcome a lack of confidence, then you need to be smart. Pick a goal that's measurable so that you can continually monitor your progress. Don't pick a goal like I want to make $10,000 this week. Well, how are you going to measure that? What if it's a bad week? What if you couldn't trade on Tuesday and Thursday you had something going on? So is that measurable? Is that really something that you can monitor in that progress? A, set yourself up for success by choosing something that is achievable. Hey, I want to make a positive outcome and I want to have positive inflow of cash by next week. Well, that's something that's achievable, and you're not putting a limit, and then you're not putting an unmeasurable goal on yourself. Be realistic, be realistic when choosing your goal. Think about how it will affect your day-to-day life. I'm going to trade all day, but you know you can't. You've got something to do later this afternoon, or perhaps you can't trade every single day. Be aggressive and realistic when setting your end time or date. Knowing there's an end in sight will help you focus and push yourself. So how is this going to help a guy who's a day trader or a swing trader in the market? Well, here, let's take a look at this, and we're going to break this down, okay? So how about a function of what do you want to achieve this week? I want to trade once per day. Do you think you can achieve that? Is that realistic that you're going to trade once per day? I'm only going to take one trade between 8 in the morning and noon. Break it down. Explain exactly what you want to accomplish. I want to physically take one trade per day, not a simulated account, a real trade. I want to physically take one trade per day. How are you going to be able to measure your progress during and after? I'm going to reconcile my trade statement every morning. You're going to look at your statement every morning. Is this attainable this week? Is this weekly goal attainable this week? Kind of funny. I think the answer is yes. I'm focused on my work. I have no outside appointments. I don't have the dentist at 9. I didn't schedule something here. I don't have something to go there. Yes, I can trade from 8 in the morning to 12 noon, and I can look for a trade, whether it's the E-mini S&Ps, crude oil, maybe it's gold, maybe it's trading Apple, maybe it's an option. It's something that I can do, and I can make that work for me. The answer is yes. Is it realistic? Well, yeah, it is kind of realistic. How do you know those are realistic? Well, for one, I have money in my trading account. Well, that's a switch, right? I mean, that's positive. You got to start somewhere. You can't take a real-time trade if you don't have enough money in your account. So is it realistic? Make sure you don't fail your goal by saying, I want to trade, but I don't have enough money in the account. So those you'd be forcing trades, and then you're compounding your fear. You're trading on what we call scared money. And I have my algo optimizer on. If you're an algo optimizer, if you're lucky, or if you're someone that has the algo optimizer, right? And when do you want to accomplish? Well, I'm going to start this. No one says you have to do it this week, but set up a starting week and follow through with it. So maybe you don't want to do it right now because it's August, it's summertime markets. Maybe you're coming to our mentoring class, which you can't because it's sold out at the end of August. But maybe you're going to take an online class and get situated. Maybe you're going away for Labor Day weekend and you can't do it that first week of September. So you're going to start September 10th. And this year of 2018, that's the first day of Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish holy day. So that would be kind of like, if you can't do it that week because you're going to be in service, then guess what? That's not a realistic goal. Look at your calendar. make sure that you can do something you're promising yourself and be open and honest about it, okay? That's being S-M-A-R-T, smart. If you're trying to get better, then do better things. Now, here's another thing that we can do for what we would call a proclamation. Not quite an affirmation to affirm something that's positive in our life, but a proclamation that we said that we proclaimed we're going to do, and we're going to do it. Well then, one, create something that you say that you're going to trade. I'm going to trade once a day. Then you're going to get a sheet of paper, we're going to fill in the blanks, and you're going to create your own personal proclamation. You're going to print it out. And you're going to, number one, you're going to do a couple things that are uniquely different. You're going to post them in front of you on your screen in your trading room. You're going to double up and make other postings. Maybe you put them in the restroom at your house if you trade from home. Or inspiring places that you take a break, like maybe you get a cup of coffee and go over to your patio. Put one there and say, this is my goal. And you will see this proclamation in writing. It would be printed out, and you will see it every day. Now, that's something unique, a very positive, moving forward thing that you are going to do, and it requires, first and foremost, you can take a sheet of paper. I do not, listen carefully, I do not recommend to type it out. I recommend that you write this out. Write this out. Take a 400-pound pen. Pick it up and write this out like you would a positive affirmation. That's different. This is a proclamation. I, whatever the name is, will achieve my goal, whatever that goal is, by Friday. I will trade once a day, every day, and I will look at this by Friday. And then that way, this is your proclamation. It's got your name on it. It's got what you're willing to do. It's got what by the date that you said you were going to do. And you will have that everywhere on your desk, in the bathroom, and somewhere else that you would say, hey, I said I was going to do it. I got to get back to doing it. Because the mind, we can get a little confused. And the key word, we can always get distracted. So if you want to help yourself, if you feel that you can do better, these are certain techniques that people you will get, and I'm sure there's some doctors out here would say, you know, I'm familiar with some of this work, and you should be, because it's applicable in a lot of other areas. Trading is a results-driven business. We do not get paid for second place around here. And so therefore, when real money's on the line, a lot of things come in, and we need to be emotionally balanced, emotionally fit, and we need to have tools and skill sets to help ourselves through this. And that's a fact. Now, in order to help people really achieve success, today we have covered a few things that I think that are paramount to give you a head start. But we are starting our summer school fitness plan. And I've never done one of these boot camps, but I'm taking it upon myself because these are the things that I've done in the past. I can relate to a trader's block. A lot of traders go through this. And, you know, we seek help. If you don't seek help, that's the definition of insanity. In a small way, I can share with everybody what it takes to see through those mental blocks, and in case they develop into the most, what I think is going to be an insanely dynamic trading environment in the fourth quarter. It's wrapping up a dynamic year. We've got other things that are coming back online as soon as September starts, like our government comes back to work from their summer holiday, right? So we're going to hear all about the wrestling. We've got that midterm election going on. We've got global central markets. We know the FOMC is going to raise rates again. They said they were going to do 3 times. Is the economy growing? If we got another GDP quarter that shows outstanding growth, if earnings continue to move up, are we in a dire situation where maybe wage cost uptick and the Fed's behind the rate yield curve? We got bonds to consider. We got a stock market that's at all-time longest duration trend up. There's no volatility coming down the pike. Yes, there is. We've got silver and gold breaking down, copper breaking down. We've got the bond market rallying currently. and that's going to last forever? I don't think so. But we need to be prepared for the right skill sets, both for technical trading techniques, some of the best of what I can offer, as well as making the most so that we can achieve success for our mental mind game, because that's what it really comes down to. So we put together a summer school traders refresher session, and I just wanted to go through what this is all about. First and foremost, we had a 3-day seminar that gave the best of what my indicators were all about. And this is a 3-day live seminar that was professionally filmed. It's available online. This used to retail for over $900. I want everyone to have that. You're going to have access to it. You're going to refresh your technical game strategy with my intensive 3-day seminar class, and it is online. So you're studying first off to review. You can fast forward through the stuff that's applicable to you and then stick with the stuff that you wanted to review. Okay? We're going to develop a trading plan for stock and futures traders. What is your goal? What is the game plan? What are the top indicators we should be focusing in on? How do we use those? All right? That's what we're going to do. We're going to have everyone get together 2 Saturdays. It'll be recorded. It's going to be broken down into 4 hours. We're going to be 2 hours the first Saturday, 2 hours the second Saturday. We're going to be developing the trading plan for stock and futures traders. We're going to be giving preparation techniques to establish a better mental fitness for everyone. We're going to help you to achieve skills needed to overcome what we like to refer to as trader's block. And more importantly, we're going to give specific techniques that are used to break down traders' fears or just paralysis in general or anxiety. And these are techniques that were extremely popular. They are something that each and every one of you can do immediately. And I guarantee you, if you loved what you saw so far as taking proactive stances, how to do this, your success is all up to you. Do you stand up when you feel anxiety at your desk and just stand up out of your chair? Remember to just stand up out of your chair, breathe in, breathe out. There's a specific way to breathe in and breathe out. There's specific things that we can do between touch, feel, our markets, things around us, writing things out, specific exercises that can help us overachieve and overcome these breakdowns and these mental blocks. So if you wish to join us, may I strongly recommend visit the website, go to personsplanet.com/summer school and sign up immediately. Let's go over the website and what's the course description besides what I've just put out, what you're going to get. All right, here it is. personsplanet.com/summer school, and just hit enter. And here's what we have. Now this is really nice. You have already a video from a presentation I gave. I think everyone's going to benefit from this because it actually shows some of the things that we're going to cover in this next summer school class session, such as distinct ways of using my relative strength indicator, the PMC, on both Thinkorswim as well as the platform that we have with TradeStation. All right, so that's number one. That's for starters. And this is the trading course. That's what you're going to have right now. Sign up right now. We'll send you the link. You'll be able to get this course right now. And that I want everyone to start studying before we come in and go through our Saturdays together. Now that thing had just an insane amount of information. Again, originally $1,500 when we first came out with this information, then it was on sale, and now I want everyone to have this. Some of the examples are dated, don't get me wrong, but I'm just being upfront with everybody. All right? We are going to start a great relationship and journey together. I just want you to know what's in this and what you're getting and what you should get out of it. More importantly, what you should get out of this is refreshed information if you're familiar with my work but you forgot it. Then you're going to come back and say, wow, yes, this was a defined trading strategy like the high close or low close doji signal. These are other things that we can look at like volume and open interest, a very intricate part of our analysis, as well as looking at average true ranges to determine volatility, market internal structures such as advanced decline analysis, and then again, if you're traders and you're specializing in ETF in the specific markets like S&P, Russell, NASDAQ, or you want to look at other ones like DOG, QUID, or TZA, that is all contained in this video that we've put together. That you're getting, right? Next, our 2 Saturday classes. This is where we're going to give you the power and the information of the actionable information and go through what needs to be done to enhance our mental fitness. And so this is going to be another 4-hour class together. It will be recorded, and you'll have access to those recordings. So sign up right now. The class, literally, you'll see is not $1,000. It's not $1,500. This class was priced at $478, and I think everyone should be able to handle a $478 class to help themselves out. And this is not expensive. We're not mass producing a huge class about this, but these are some of my own personal skill sets that I've learned through my 38 years and things that people have helped me with in the past, whether it was positive affirmation, whether it's preparing the mental day, whether it's having my checklist, whether it's having those sheets of paper in front of me that says this was my goal setting skills. All of that is what we're going to go through. I look forward to helping you achieve better success in 2018. This is going to be the class that everyone should be taking, especially if you're just getting into trading again, if you've been away for a while. Be prepared. Make sure that you have the proper game plan, not just from what you're trading or how you're trading it, but the proper game plan of you knowing how to handle anxieties and the fear and the stress of trading. I thank you once again. Click order here now. You will not be sorry. This could be the most important session going back to trade school with John Person that you'll ever want to take. Thank you.